Hello everyone, Nairman214 here, actually being on camera for once. As you can probably tell by my surroundings, I am actually home right now. This was recorded mid-April, and I'm home just to work on some projects in some peace and quiet instead of being on campus, so I'm actually home. You can tell by my griminess here that I'm not very on the upkeep right now, but I had some free time, and I had nothing else to do. So I figured I would show off all the junk I have collected over the years. I'm not going to be showing off everything I own. I'm mostly going to be checking off, my DVDs, my video games, all that good stuff. Basically why I have all this shit is because I don't throw anything away. I actually did go on a recycling binge a couple weeks ago. I got rid of I had stacks upon stacks of old EGM and Nintendo Power magazines. But they had been sitting in this drawer under my bed for years, and they were just dusty, grimy, and they were falling apart, so I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff that was just not hanging around anymore. So I'm going to be showing off a whole bunch of stuff I do have and that I never get rid of, and maybe share some interesting stories about them. I'm sitting on the floor and right next to my little stack of DVDs, if you want, and video games, well, some of them anyway. If you want to take a look, I have this whole massive wall right here. First off, we'll be going over DVDs. I will be jump cutting anything that's extraneous, like me shaking the camera or any of that good stuff. But let's begin with DVDs, I suppose. Well, and a couple of VHSs. Starting off, I do own Ghost in the Shell, the actual movie, not the TV series. Well, the TV series is actually very good. I actually found this at Fry's for about $15. It's apparently a special edition. I have no idea what other versions there are of this movie. This is the only version, hard copy version of the DVD I've ever seen actually in stores. I'm sure you can find different ones online, but that's the only one as far as I've seen. Evangelion 1.01. I don't know why the 01 is there. This is the version we used for our Brain Scratch Comms commentary. I'm sorry if the lighting's a little bad. The lighting in my room is not terribly good. So there's that. I have nothing really to say about that series. And, sticky nonsense. Yeah, the back of this here there's a tag on here, so that's kind of sticky. And finally, one of my top 3 favorite series of all time, Cowboy Bebop, the entire series on DVD as well as the movie. It actually took me a while to find the movie. I found it at Fry's for about $7. There's nothing special about the movie's DVD. It's just basically the movie on DVD, so special features, and there's no special features on there, trust me. I do have every single episode on here, which is pretty cool. There are 6 discs, all 26 episodes. And apparently there's staff interviews and commentary and a bonus episode, Session 0, which I'm assuming is the pilot. I've never really watched that. I've usually just watched the series. Usually I go over the summer when I have a lot of free time. I just watch the series straight through, just to remind me of when I first watched the series. Let's see. This is all anime. I'm going through the anime first, in case you're wondering. Let's see. The entirety of G Gundam. I can't tell how good that is because I'm holding it in front of my face. So the entirety of G Gundam. It's the only Gundam series I do own. Yes, you can all laugh. It's mostly because this was the first series along with Dragon Ball Z that I actually watched on Toonami, so just for nostalgia reasons I got this. I actually got it pretty cheap at Best Buy too. I forgot how much I paid for it. I got it a while ago. But yeah, basically these are both halves of the entire series, so I do own that. Hey, something I'm ashamed of owning. I won this in a raffle. I didn't want it, but as all Nerd Kingdoms go, if you actually wanted it, you would already had it. So I can't get rid of this thing, at least for people I know. So if you're interested in buying this off my hands, I'll sell it to you for cheap. I don't really want it. Another good, actually pretty good deal. I bought the Samurai X OVA collection, which is the the Trust and Betrayal movie, which is the prequel. I have Samurai X the movie, and the Reflections, which is the end of the series movie, which sucks ass. But the other 2 I liked, and it also has the director's cut, which are basically just them being displayed as one big movie. These were released in OVAs, separate OVAs or broadcast on TV. I can't remember how it was broadcast, but it was basically crunched up into parts, so I have the director's cuts, which are the full uncut, just one straight movie type thing. It's funny how this is TVMA, and there's a whole bunch. It's weird. I don't even know who dubbed this. It says ADV, but I get the feeling that it really wasn't ADV. I think they just licensed the dub. I honestly don't know who actually dubbed it. So, there. Whatever is that. Let's see. I own the entirety of Black Lagoon. At least the entirety of what's on right now. I hear they're making more now that the manga's back in production. So I own what's currently out of Black Lagoon. I do love the metal tins. Well, set pseudo-metal tins anyway. So there's that. Let's see. What else do I have? I own, speaking of Evangelion, I own the complete series on DVD. Obviously. I do not own End of Evangelion. I have never seen a hard copy of that in any of the stores I own. I know I can buy it online, but I want to find a hard copy, because usually in stores they'll sell it cheaper if they're trying to get rid of it for shelf space. So I own this. It also has the uncut versions of a couple episodes, which is weird. Weirder than it already is. Then we have entirety of Fleekly. This is probably the most I spent on a single anime series. There's one DVD set I bought that was actually more expensive than this. This was about $90 online. Mostly because I can't find this anywhere, and I actually got it in like perfect new condition too, so kudos to whoever I bought that from. Inside it has all the DVDs as well as a guidebook and a whole bunch of other stuff, so I spent a lot of money on this. It is my second favorite series of all time, so yeah. I had to go and spend the money for that. Coming up, I do own... I'm not going to be showing off everyone. I have seasons 1 through 6 of Dragon Ball Z in this format. I'm going to be getting 7 through 9 just to complete the series, but I really don't care for the Buu sagas at all. So again, I'm not going to be showing all of these. I do want to get Dragon Ball eventually, but those season sets are just way too expensive right now. Funimation just charges way too much for these. God damn it. Knocked over the stack, sort of. Let's see, I own all the Full Metal Alchemist of the original series in this format, the half-season series. I know they have seasons now, but I'm not going to spend money for essentially the same episodes, especially considering it's the same thing. So I have season 1 part 1, season 1 part 2, 2 part 1, and 2 part 2. So I have all those on DVD. Obviously, it's one of my top 3 favorite series. I also own the Conqueror Shambhala movie, which actually comes in a really, really nice book-like DVD case, which is actually kind of nice. Went the extra mile on that. Hey, come on, get back in without ripping the cover overlay. So I do own that, and I also I spent money on this thing. I don't know why I did. It's basically 3 super shorts that do nothing. The only thing that's worth it is an Alphonse joke later when they comment on how deep his voice is because they got Aaron Dimesky to do Alphonse again. So, they did that again. I'll be back.